Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at all the Ork Commandos I painted from the Kill Team Octarius box set. Here's our kill team of Ork Commandos, all painted to a tabletop ready standard using mostly contrast paints, some metallic paints, and a little bit of dry brushing too. In this video we'll just talk through all the different models and the paints used and just point out some of the different areas that use specific paints or specific techniques. And I've done all the painted videos already for the Ork Commandos, and I haven't done a video for each individual one, so they're just some little points to pick out for each model. I have made a painting video for the Ork Commando Ork Knob, and the paints used in that can be applied to all the different models that come in the set. I've also done videos for the Grot and the Squig as well, and a video on how to base them, so you can see that and then follow those techniques and apply those techniques to all the models that come with the Kill Team Octarius box set. You can also see another video where I went through how to build your Ork Commandos, going through the different options that come in the instruction book. So here are all the paints that I used when I painted the Ork Commandos, mostly contrast paints in a few shades. You can see there's quite a lot of paints here and lots of greens, so it's really important to get a nice balance of those greens so they didn't clash too much. The main recipe I used was for the flesh, and I've got this from the painting coach, and I saw it on one of his videos a while back and I've been using it ever since. And I'll put a link to his channel in the description below because he's got some awesome painting videos. And the idea with this recipe is to put a thin coat of Plaguebearer flesh, let it dry, and then put a thin coat of the Basilicanum green shade over the top too. And then you get this really nice orky flesh colour that I think isn't too bright, but not too dull either. It's just right, just in between. And you also get all that shade in amongst those muscles and all the textures of the model. I think it works really nice when we compare it to the other greens, like you can see here with the Dagger Boy. Then I wanted to find a green combo that would work on the clothes, and I tried a few different recipes using all the different contrast paints and mixing them with different layers of shades, and I came to this one, which is the Creed Camo contrast paint. Again, one layer of that, nice and thin, let it dry, and then I put a coat of Agrax Earthshade over the top. And this is the colour I've used for all those jumpers and like t-shirts and things that they're wearing, so you can see here on the two models, on the Sniper, the Dagger Boy, the Rocket Boy here. These two a little bit different colour though on the armour, and for that I used a contrast orc flesh, and I put a coat of that over the metallic paint and then dry brushed it with some Stormhost silver. And on the trousers here, the Rocket Boy, I went with the contrast orc flesh, one coat, and then some Agrax Earthshade just to tone it down a little bit because that can be quite bright. For the trousers for all the other models, I went with a combination of Dark Angel's Green, Basilicanum Grey and Contrast Medium, and I mixed all these together. You can play around with the ratios yourself, but if you want to see exactly the ratios I used, then you can see that on the How to Paint the Ork Commander video, and that will be linked at the end of this video. I really like this colour that came from the mix, getting that grey and green together, just dulled it down a little bit, and it wasn't too dark. And then on some of the models though, if they only had like one item of clothing, like he's only got trousers, then I did use the Creed Camo and Agrax Earthshade mix, but for the other trousers went for that nice grey. So when you see them all together, you get all these different greens coming through. Now let's talk about orc flesh, and there's loads of different skin tones and different paints you can use for doing your orcs. And I've made a video before where I go through different combinations of greens just to experiment. You can see that on the channel already. Personally, this is my favourite of all the different ways I tried it and the different combinations. This Plaguebearer flesh with a layer of Basilicanum green over the top I think is just right, and that's what I really like. But if you want something a bit more grungy and kind of a bit more dull looking, then you can go for a Plaguebearer flesh with Militarum green like I've done here on one of the Underworld's miniatures, and that's a nice combo as well. But if you want something really bright and a bit more cartoony, then you might like to try this Plaguebearer flesh with orc flesh. So you do one coat of the Plaguebearer, then one coat of the orc flesh, and you get three totally different looking orcs here. This one's really bright. I don't like this one, I think it's too bright. Although the arm came out nice, you got some really nice colours there, almost like a watermelon kind of look to it, and so that came out really good. And then this guy over here, a bit more dull and a bit more grungy looking, but I finally got that recipe from the painting coach and I was really happy, and it's really easy as well, and I think you get some nice quick results from it. I wanted to introduce this Volupus pink into it somehow, and I went for the pink for the squig, which I think really came out nice. But then I wanted to tie that colour in to some elements of all the miniatures, just to break up that red and green a little bit. Just ignore this pot of flesh tearers red. Pretend it's Volupus pink. I put the wrong pot down when I did this video. But here you can see the squig is really pink, and that really has a nice contrast between the red. I've also included it on the handle there. This little bit of cloth around the snorkel and the handle of any daggers that any of the models are carrying too. One colour contrast paint you won't see in the Ork knob painting video is the Fire Slayer Flesh contrast paint, and I use that on the sniper here a lot, just on the bullets that he's got all wrapped around the bag and also on his arm, and also just coming out of the gun. So that's a nice browny orangey colour that I think works really well with all those greens. Now let's take a look at all the models individually so you can get a good look at them up close. And let's start with one of the Commando boys. I really like this model. I used a bit of athematic blue just in the mask, and I think that worked really nicely. Then we've got the Dakka boy, another cool model, and this really shows off all those greens together. Then we've got the Flamer boy. Now I've made the flames here in a different style of wet blending, and if you check out this video on my channel, this shows you how to do flames for any model. Then we've got the Slasher boy, another example of all those greens working together. A little bit of pink on the handle of the blade there. And then we got the Rocket boy. This was really fun to do. On the mask, I just went over that Wraithbone with some Agrax Earthshade, and I just found that colour worked really nicely. Next we got the Comms boy. Great model this, and I really like doing all those cables. I just painted each wire a different colour, and I think that came out nicely. Then we got the Breacher boy, and he used lots of different colours, and using that orc flesh on the metal I think really made him stand out from the others. Then the Sniper boy, this is a great model, one of my favourites, and there's been a few comments on the previous videos asking for a painting video on this guy, but hopefully this video has covered all those questions, and it was probably one of the easiest ones to paint. Certainly fewer colours than most of the other orcs. Then we've got another Commando boy, another great model, that athematic blue again in the mask. Then the Ork knob, and this is, I've done a video on this one so you can watch exactly how he's painted step by step in slow time. And again, I've done a video for the ORK Commando, great character on this model, love this one. And that Bomb Squig, fantastic model, a little bit of wet blending on the lower jaw there, and again a video for that on the channel too. On this guy, he's got the mask with the white on it, and also some of the weapons have got the little white logos. And for this, I just used the Agrax base white paint and only put one coat on it. And so you can see some of the metal work coming through from underneath, and it looks scruffy, but that just fits in with the whole look of the orc. So I found just doing that worked really nicely. This guy's also got some scarring on his left arm, and you could add some maybe Volupus pink mixed with a bit of contrast medium just to thin it down a bit, and just go over that with a really thin wash maybe to bring that out, or even some Guilliman flesh mixed with contrast medium. I think that would work too. I chose just to leave it like this. I was happy with the result. So that sums up how I've painted all the different Ork commandos from the set, and I hope this video has been helpful and answered those questions you had about how each model was painted. If you've got any other questions, please just add them in the comment section below. It'd be great to hear from you, and any thoughts and feedback you've got will be awesome too. I was really happy how these turned out, and using the contrast paints can get some nice good quality tabletop ready standards quite easily and quite quickly. They did take a little bit longer than I thought. I think they're quite big, lots of different colours, but overall great fun to paint. I'll put a list of all the paints used in this video in the description below, and I'll put some links there as well so you can save up to 20% on the retail price, and those links can take you to Wayland Games or Element Games. Both are awesome companies where you can order online, and you're going to save 20% on not just on your paints but on the products too. And Element Games have got Kill Team at the moment available for $99.99, and so not only do you save money, but you also support the channel too, because I get a commission from any sales made through those links. So if you do choose to click the link and have a look, then thanks so much for that support. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out all the other videos I've done for painting the terrain, the different miniatures, unboxing videos, book reviews, and I'm even doing a series of all the rules showing you exactly how to play Kill Team. So for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description and it'd be great to see you there.